Salam. Necəsiz? Okay, as Hava introduced me, my name is Khaled. I'm from Egypt. I almost spent 5 years here in Azerbaijan. So unfortunately, I don't have all the experience and the knowledge that we started from the beginning in Azerbaijan, but I can speak about the last 5 years or the past 5 years when I arrived to Azerbaijan before the Eurovision. From my observation, what has been changed, what we developed, what we changed, what will happen in the future as well, from my point of view. I worked in many countries before. I worked in China, I worked in Indonesia, Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, Emirates, Azerbaijan, Kuwait. However, Azerbaijan is the most country that I have stayed in for 5 years now. Usually I stayed 1 year and then I moved to another country. But really I'm loving this country and I think you're really in very right direction to reach what the other countries will not be able to reach. So, as I mentioned before, I will speak mainly about the development of my observation for the past 5 years. It will be kind of mix between what happened and my personal experience. So we'll speak about the facilities, the hotels, and as well the service. This is the airport when I arrived. The first one. It was kind of shock for me when I arrived. I was not sure what's happening. And this is the airport now. I think the photos can explain itself. Like there is no need for me to speak. As a hotelier, almost 12 years experience in the hotels, in different hotels. Before selling the hotel, before selling any service, you sell the country. So what the tourist is looking before arriving to any country is looking at facilities, service. He can find restaurants, he can find safety in the country. So for us now, we can tell with confidence, very easy to sell Azerbaijan. Even when I speak with my friends from the Middle East country, when I speak about Azerbaijan, it's one of the most easiest things ever I can tell. You have the restaurants, you have the facilities, very safe country. People are very warm in greeting the guests, which is very important. Sorry. It's okay. Museums, you have developed crazy amount of museums in Azerbaijan. Head Relief Center, you see it from there. The first time any guest coming to Azerbaijan, on the way, they are calling me, what is building? They haven't seen such building before. The idea behind it that there is no corner inside this building, which is really like the way of the buildings in your country is really unique if you compare it to the other countries. You cannot find it easily in other countries. Restaurants. When I arrived, I can tell you, I was finding some challenges to find restaurants to go. Now you have amazing amount of restaurants, different types, different cuisines. You have the Flag Square opened newly, I think 2 years ago. Fountain Square, amazing amount of restaurants. It was totally different options. And now still there is development in terms of the restaurants, which we can offer to our guests, which will let our mission really easy to sell our hotels. Hotels. Before 2011, if we speak about the 5-star hotels, we didn't have any 5-star hotels except Hyatt Regency, correct? I'm telling the right information. The amount of the hotels has been open since 2012 or 11 till now. As you mentioned, Hilton, Fairmont, Four Seasons, as well not even international brands. You Kafkas Hotel, which has an amazing amount of hotels in Gavana and in the regions. Guba, Rexus Guba. This makes it easier to the guest to choose wherever. This is my favorite topic, the service. So, as a foreigner or as an expat, I used to work with Fairmont from 2009 in different properties. But when I came to Azerbaijan, my main mission is how to apply the international standards with the touch of the Azerbaijani service. You think it's easy? It's not easy. Especially, you are very proud of your standards, your traditions, your culture, which make it very easy for us as a foreigners to apply that you are very hospitable from your, by nature, as they say. I'll tell you one story. It's very funny story, but it's true. So when I arrived, I got invitation for the New Year dinner in one of my colleagues' house. Then I was refusing in the beginning, but he insisted to let me in or to invite me. And then I said, okay, no worries, I will come, but don't prepare a lot of food because I'm one person coming for dinner, 1 hour, and then I will leave. I went to his house. Then I found the dining table full of food. And I was kind of shocked. I was like, I'm one person, I cannot eat all this food. He said, no, but just a second. This is not the food that we prepare. This is the only salads that we prepare for you. I was like, okay, this is not going to end very well. So you really greet the guest with very nice gesture. It's very nice. You are very warm, willing to help. This was the point as an expat or as foreigners that we tried to develop to make it as an international standard. The challenges that we faced in the beginning, of course, the hotel occupancy, because any hotel, despite the fact you have guests or you don't have guests, you have certain amount of expense you need to spend. You have salaries, you have electricity, you have maintenance, you have a lot of things that you need to spend, despite the fact that there is guests in the hotel or there is no guests in the hotel. So the hotel occupancy was one of the biggest challenges that we faced as a Brazilians. I will tell it honestly, I think the government made huge improvement in solving this problem. So the awareness. Before, I think Azerbaijan was not that well known like now. There is many events that have been done during the last 5-6 years, which led Azerbaijan to be known everywhere. You have the Eurovision. You started with the Eurovision. You started the BIGOC, the European Games, Formula 1. Many events. Even last year when the Euro Cup, this year, sorry, Euro Cup, there was advertisement about Azerbaijan, about soccer, in the football match. So I think there is huge improvement in kind of awareness. The e-visa, which facilitate the visa process to enter Azerbaijan, which you can see it everywhere now in the city. There's a lot of guests now coming, many guests are coming to Azerbaijan because this really helps a lot to bring more tourists. Direct flights. I think you open many direct flights between Azerbaijan and different countries. My expectation will increase within the next year in order to bring more guests to Azerbaijan. Language. So in the beginning, 2012, when I arrived, I think language was a very big challenge for me to communicate everywhere. Even in the supermarket, with the taxi drivers, with restaurants, everywhere. Still, there is huge progress happening. I'm not telling that we reach 100%, but there is huge progress in terms of the languages now. Now it's easy, I can take taxi, easily I can go to the supermarket and buy whatever I want. even if I stop somewhere in the city and I don't know the direction, I find people helping me. As well, the government, as I mentioned before, the amount of people that they are sending outside to continue their studying outside, which is really something very good for the government and very good for you. Foreign interactions. If we speak again, for the past 5 years, the amount of the foreigners who came to Azerbaijan is really huge in different events, which developed a lot in terms of the language and practicing the language. Service. As I mentioned, the international standards. How can I explain it? Okay, so here, according to the Azerbaijani culture, and correct me if I'm wrong, when the waiter should approach couples, should ask the man, what you would like to eat, for example. Is it true? True? Not the lady, right? Huh? It should be, but I'm speaking about the culture. The culture. The culture should be kind of the man who should be asked. This is a small example that I faced in the beginning. When I was explaining to the waiters, no, the woman should be asked, or the lady should be asked first for the man, at a kind of international standards. It was kind of surprise here. No, but I think it's not comfortable to ask the lady first about what she wants to eat. So this is one of the challenges that we faced, how to adapt the international standards according to the Azerbaijani culture. I think we managed huge development in that. The main focus for us as the expats is to keep the Azerbaijani traditions, the Azerbaijani cultures with the international standards. Experience, as I mentioned before 2012, we didn't have any hotels, 5-star hotels before. However, mainly all the employees that we were coming to work didn't have experience before. So this was a bit challenges for us how to do the international standards. As I mentioned before, I'm from Egypt, and we used to, in the tourism sector for 100 years at least. So it was easy for us when the receptionist is coming for you to apply for a job. You are comparing between someone who has 7 years experience and someone who has 5 years experience. So it was for us tough to choose the right candidate. And that's why I think the best options for us is to focus on the talents. So we didn't choose the experience, we choose the talent. Any questions so far? Is it clear? Everyone understands? You want to ask a question? Okay. Please. Loudly. From the beginning? Like this? Okay, sorry. Any questions so far? Not yet. Okay. One message I got from the Vice President of Fairmont before coming to One message I got it before coming to Azerbaijan from the Vice President of Fairmont. He said, your mission is one thing, how to prepare future leaders from Azerbaijan, which we can use as well in the future for other hotels. If you look now to the 5-star hotels, you hear me? Okay. So if you look now to the 5-star hotels, or most 99% from the hotels in Azerbaijan, you will find the key positions after 4 years are Azerbaijan, and they are performing amazing. They are performing with these big events which are happening in your country. You have next year Islamic Games. This year was the Formula 1. And the feedback from the guests, like I used to work with the guests closely, the feedback from the guests, everyone is impressed by your service, by your talent, by your character, by your traditions, your culture. My expectations in 3-4 years, I think Azerbaijan will reach one of the top hotspots in terms of tourism around the world. Any questions? Any questions? No questions? Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. I hope that I managed to deliver the message that I wanted to deliver. Always I like to say this word to any of my Azerbaijani friends. Be proud of your country, you are in the right direction.